Hello, my name is Kenton Rowe. I'm a photographer out of Helena, Montana. I've primarily over the last 5 years been doing still photography for different magazines. I've had stuff published from Wall Street Journal, Forbes, Vogue. Most of my work here is in Montana at the moment. The reason I'm recording this video is to kind of show you what I've been doing with Wimberley head that not designed to do, but I think it might be potentially a new market for Wimberley, or at the very least a way for you all to sell additional components that make your Wimberley head a pretty incredible video platform for shooting video with the DSLRs. And I myself purchased Wimberley head for the first time, I think 3 or 4 years ago. I became familiar with them through Joel Sartori, a friend of mine. He loaned me his at times and that sort of thing, so I knew after I got this Canon 400 that eventually for bird photography and that sort of thing I would need to invest in a Wimberley head. This is the current cover of Montana Outdoors magazine, our state conservation magazine, and I shot it with a Wimberley head. It's a picture of a trout surfacing, and then it had just surfaced for a mayfly, and then on his way down I captured this image. As I said, the reason I'm contacting you is I hope to open up a dialogue and potentially even help show that the Wimberley head is an incredible video platform. I own Kenton Rowe Photography, but I'm also co-owner of a company called Liberty Productions. We're a new company, you won't find it on the web yet, but we have a show called Buckin' Crazy, detailing wild horse racing, and we're not sure how the dynamics will end up shaking out, but we're currently in discussion with both Discovery Channel and A&E about potentially funding this project. And I had everything from a Canon 1D Mark IV to Canon 70s, and I needed a way to hold them more stable rather than just the natural way you hold a digital camera for taking still images. I needed something more stable platform. I didn't want to invest $1,000 in a good video rig, so one day I was playing around with my Wimberley head and found that there is potential to set it up other ways than the way that you've all designed it. I got a good laugh out of my pan pod. It's a platform I use for my Wimberley head to shoot waterfowl and shorebirds right at eye level. It works pretty good for me, rather than hand holding right at ground level. So the first thing I do is switch around this bottom bracket. This is a second generation Wimberley head, the version 2. And then by flipping the, let's see, and I put that head on backwards, it can go be set up different directions, whether you're right-handed or left-handed. I'm going to set it up the opposite. That tends to be the way. I'm ambidextrous, but it tends to be the way that I find the most stability out of it. So this becomes the handle to hold onto the camera. I have 2 other Wimberley pieces beside the P5 camera plate, or I'm sorry, the P10 Arc Swissa plate that's on my 400. I have the, let me see, and I have it written down here, perpendicular plate, the M8, and the P5 camera plate on my 1D Mark IV. And it never comes off anymore. I mean, I keep it on there when my camera's in the bag, whether I'm headed to a still shoot or a video shoot. So I place the perpendicular plate like this and slide on. slide the camera plate into the perpendicular plate. There's the basic. Tie these up out of the way. As you may have noticed, I already had a hoodman on the camera, just to save time because that's kind of a pain. The Wimberley camera plate actually does help stabilize that the hoodman on the camera, just because it's so wide on the camera plate, holds it really stable. I went to Ace Hardware and picked up, and Radio Shack, and for about $4 picked up a microphone stand and a bolt. Put the mic stand down through the or the bolt down through the mic stand. And I need to get a shorter length cord, but that plugs in there. As I mentioned, I started trying to figure out ways to use this because I'm on a budget. I currently am using just a standard mic, but you know, if once this project gets funding, I'm hoping to upgrade to a wireless setup. Okay, and there you have the gist of it. Now there's several reasons that I like this. I can hold, you know, minus my microphone cord put there, I can hold here, and I've got an armrest against my forearm, and it just naturally fits right here. As I said, you can set it up a multitude of different ways so that this is pointing backwards. You can have it on the other side of the camera. I like it here because I've got the regular handhold plus the forearm. If you can also hold on down here below. I mean, that arm makes a great handle. And then I'm also sending you a video of our sizzle reel that was all shot using this setup. You'll notice a sequence in there where there's a cowboy being drugged by a horse, and I am down at ground level, or the camera's down at ground level right up behind his boots, and you can see his boots plowing the ground and the horse is up off behind him. I was holding and running as fast as I could. I was holding here and had the camera right down at ground level with my arm straight down, and was able to run and keep the camera, you'll see in there, relatively steady. It's a pretty short sequence. My plans, and whether you guys get excited about this or not, are to either build or retrofit it with a shoulder rest that would fit in the same spot, so that, and as I said, I'm moving towards getting a wireless system, so that, I'm going to pull this off for now, so that basically you would have a shoulder mount that could attach here and give you good stability, and then possibly even go down behind and counterbalance, so that you could look at it here. You know, with some more creative attachments, you know, whether you guys get excited about this or not, I plan on buying more of these, figuring out ways to attach a video monitor so that I don't even have to be looking through the viewfinder, and it might be through the hot shoe up here. As I said, attaching the shoulder rest, I don't know if that will include putting a system attached to here with the wireless sound, or how it'll end up evolving. But I again wanted to see if I couldn't open up some dialogue with you. If this show goes, it would be, there was a photographer that told me that he photographed me using the system or using the platform at the Miles City Bucking Horse sale that I'm going to try and track down, see if I can't get some of those images to show you that I was using it in the field. But I think that it that has some definite potential, and I would like I said, I have the 1D Mark IV, and that's what I currently have this set up on. But for shooting, we have 4 videographers, and one has the traditional video camera, but the other 3 of us are shooting with DSLRs. And I noticed in some of the last rodeo that we shot that the other 2 guys using 7Ds there's a lot more camera shake visible unless they had it on a tripod than my footage came up with. So hoping to maybe get a couple other Wimberley heads to kind of help develop this, or show that it is a really solid platform to use. I will include my contact information in the email that I'm going to send, and would love to hear from you, talk to you a little bit more about this. Thank you for your time. Have a great day.